Welcome back to Après STEEP. This week, we have the official ruling on Backcountry Brawl and when that's going to make it to your screen. We also have some news, some big announcements that we teased this weekend over in Discord, and a whole bunch more. The main topic this week is another incredible suggestion from the community. This week's background footage is brought to you by Nate Hotshot, and without further ado, let's get it started. It's Après STEEP, episode 23.
Like we said, the background footage this week is coming from Nate Hotshot, and it's something you probably haven't seen before. He sent this to me. He is paragliding in Korea. For those of you who don't know, that is the Olympic mountain in Japan, where you're not supposed to be able to do other sports or explore any of the mountain. But like Nate does, he found a way. So enjoy the background footage.
Speaking of breaking the game, Shred This Spot and all of those game breakers over there are going to be getting an extra week to submit for episode number 8 in Zermatt. Again, this week is going down in the Alps over in Switzerland, right below the LOL Challenge, and it is now due June 10th. It was originally due on the 3rd. They're pushing it for 7 more days. So if you haven't submitted for episode 8, get it in. You have plenty of time. Be sure to join the House of Shred Discord for all of the latest news and releases surrounding Shred This Spot.
We've got another update on TFG Backcountry Brawl, and we don't do this much, but it's going to be pushed back one more week. Not going to be this weekend. It's going to be on June 12th, which is the Saturday, because...
Yes, it's going to be on Saturday, June 12th, because Ubisoft Forward is also going to be on that day. So Mitch and I said, what better way to celebrate Ubisoft Forward and E3 than to just have an entire stream day, a complete Nick and Mitch blowout. We're going to start the day with the Tartaflet Country the Tartaflet Games Backcountry Brawl. Then we're going to play some games in between as a quick intermission, maybe stop for a quick lunch, and then pick it right back up when the show starts over in Ubisoft Forward Land. Mitch, we also have an announcement. This was the big thing that I teased, not just the double streams, the back-to-back stream day, but we also got an email from Ubisoft.
I'm going to have to explain this now. Yeah, we can say it. We are part of the Ubisoft Star Player family now. Yeah, you've got the shirt. I'm wearing mine, but the mic blocks everything. Oh, and I just hit the mic, so. But yes, so we should have some cool stuff coming up soon.
So plenty of fun stuff on the horizon. Again, June 12th is going to be a back-to-back stream day, starting with Tartaflet Games and ending with Ubisoft Forward from the latest the latest members of the Star Player lineup.
Do you think Bone Crusher should get access to wingsuits in Riders Republic when it comes out?
No.
I know, right? Like, he's too good. He's just, like, he shouldn't be able to use it.
They need to ban him from wingsuits for like 4 months to let everybody else get their wingsuit records set before he goes in and takes all of them. That's the only way it's going to be fair.
I know, that's what we've been saying. Like, don't give him the wingsuit because he's just going to grind it out day one, be the best wingsuiter, and then no one's going to have a chance. But if you guys want to watch him do that, you can check out his links down below. He's on Twitch, YouTube, and I believe Twitter and all the other places. So got all of his links down below in the description. So we had another topic suggestion from our Discord server, and this one came from Double Backflip. He said, I don't know if you guys have covered this. I don't think we have, but you know how Steep had a world tour. Do you guys have any predictions if something like that would happen in Riders Republic, or do we have any ideas for a world tour like competition for Riders Republic?
This one is interesting. I mean, world tours haven't been a huge staple in Steep since the very beginning. I mean, I remember they actually had like physical prizes and cash prizes. I mentioned a while back about the watch when we were talking about the sponsors in Steep and all of that. They did a competition through World Tour, which was, you qualify, you become a top 100, and then those top 100 compete for podiums, and the top 10 or top 3, whatever riders, won some kind of watch, like a Swatch or whatever.
Yeah, they did these competitions a lot in Steep, and they were going, like, when we started Steepcast, I remember talking about them. I never entered because I wasn't that good until, we started filming, but the general idea was they would pick a challenge on the map and tell you to compete on it. If you just beat a certain score, then you got to move to the next stage, which would happen over like a week later. And then that one you had to set one of the top 100 scores, and then they would take that group and do kind of a final challenge and take the top 3 winners. Usually they get exclusive in-game stuff, and they make a post about it on their blog. And then there were occasional physical prizes. Some of them I think were for the World Tour, some of them weren't. I don't think it was under the World Tour name right at the very beginning, but that was now 4 years ago, so I wasn't competitive back then.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think forward to riders, whether or not they're going to have something similar to this. You would think that they may structure the World Tour around those big mass races that they teased right at the beginning. When you have how many people? 60? Was it 50 or 60 total?
It depends on the system. It's like up to 50, up to 60 or something.
Yeah.
Or at least they had some weird terms for it. So it's 60 on new gen, like 30 on last gen.
But, what if you have to finish top 10 or top 5 in that mass race, to be qualified, or you have to hit a certain time? I think that side-by-side multiplayer competition will work really well for a tournament-based thing like this. Going off of times, but also you're competing with real people instead of just taking your time, run after run after run, trying to perfect it and get the highest score you can. It's boom, it's one and done in the moment. If you don't do well on that race, sorry. Move on to the next one. I think that adds an extra level of nerve and of competition.
Well, I think something like that too with the mass races where you're talking about multiplayer would be, if they have like a leaderboard or something, a tier system where you can kind of rank up and show your progress. I kind of like the World Tour system that they had right now as a separate competition, because you don't have to compete like at a certain time in a certain event. It's not against anyone. I think you would get 20 tries. I can't remember the number, but like when they listed the challenge, you got 20 tries for that challenge. So, you couldn't just sit there and do it forever, but you could play around a little bit, maybe set a safe score and then try and build on it a little more, see what other people are doing if they post it online. I think that is also just a cool challenge to run separate from all of the multiplayer stuff they have, just because they can post about it every week, like here's the next wave. It's kind of cool to see who makes it, who doesn't. I would remember like we'd talk in the Discord servers and be like, oh, I'd missed the cut, I was like 110th, and be like, well, Bones and Zaps are in it because they're super competitive, so which one's gonna win this time? Yeah, they tripled my score whenever I tried it. I don't know how, but they did it. I just think that if they do a World Tour, and I think that fits the theme of Riders Republic too, because there's so many different places, that they just need to talk about it a bit more. I know they would post like a tweet and then a blog post, but it really would be cool to kind of have like a sportscast type thing where they're like, the latest news from the World Tour, we're down to the top 100. Here was the top score. Pretty close up top. These guys, Bone Crusher's here again. He's been in every World Tour so far in the game. Will he be stopped? Who's going to win the prize? We'll see you soon.
That's interesting you bring that up. I wonder who in the community and who in the Steep and Riders Republic environment do newscasts like an ESPN recap of competitions in the game. That's really interesting. I wonder who they would get to voice that or put those together. Ubisoft, I really hope you're watching. Your star players right here. We're chomping at the bit. Let's get in here and let's build the World Tour out like nothing else. I don't think it would be called World Tour, though, just because Steep did have a couple different continents and a couple different locations. Even, over in the Alps, they had like Switzerland and a couple different places there. I don't know if it would be called World Tour, but it would probably be something. It'd be cool if they branded it out, if this became a Red Bull Tour or something.
Yeah, if you could either take one of the brands that's already out there, or if they have a brand in game that they're creating. It seems like Riders They got the like Riders Republic, and you're part of the Republic. So I'm interested to see if they have anything kind of set aside for that, like groups or competitions that are based around that.
Yeah, this is a wonderful question. I mean, I thought we had talked about everything surrounding Riders Republic up until this point, but definitely a World Tour-like system would be a ton of fun if the game implemented it. Now, let's switch over to the final part of this question. Do we have any ideas for a World Tour-like competition for riders? And we threw out right before we started recording here, potentially shifting TFG. You know, again, take this with a grain of salt. This isn't the plan, but it's just a what if in the future. You know, what if a World Tour-like style layout of the season would work better in Riders Republic? What would that look like for us? I think that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this way back when we visited the studio. I'll have to check my laptop, but I think we made plans on how they were talking about the World Tour. I think we made plans about how we could kind of shift that into something that we did too. I mean, it's something where you can, depending on how like the scoring works in the game, obviously, but people could enter if we say we're doing our own World Tour. So everyone enter this challenge, and then like pick a challenge on the map, fill out this Google form, post your link like proof that you did it in this amount of time or you got this high score, and then we could just kind of filter our spreadsheet and be like, well, here's the top 10, let's watch the videos, make sure that they're legit, and then these are the top 100, so you guys get to do the next challenge next week.
You know, I know the community has been crying out for like a park editor or something that allows you to place different features in the game. That would be the perfect time to come up with like 3 or 4 park builders for the channel and just say, hey, go make a playland and we will host competitions over there for the World Tour, all of that. Make it look branded and all that same stuff. That'd be a ton of fun. But again, you know, we have to take all of this with a grain of salt. This is a wonderful just thought exercise because we have no idea what's coming yet. Hopefully June 12th, Ubisoft Forward is going to hit us with a little bit more information for the game. But until then, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to see what the World Tour-like competitions look like built into the game. And if not, we might just have to put it on our own shoulders and give the people what they want. Give Double Backflip exactly what they want.
Exactly. It'll be weird to see exactly what they do with the game. But, you know, if it's going the more social route, I would guess it's going to be something kind of like Fortnite or Rocket League where they have a bunch of different tournament type ladders and then hopefully some of the same challenges that we're used to.
Yeah. Well, thank you again to Double Backflip for another wonderful topic suggestion. If you have a question that you would like us to talk at length about, feel free to hop on over to our Discord and drop it in the topic suggestion server. Thank you again, and it's time for the Riders Roundup. This week's weekly challenge took us to the mountains of Japan over at Zao. And we only had one submission. I believe Sofex posted that they needed like a week more because they're dealing with something school. You know, school's more important than this or whatever. But we should be getting a picture from Sofex for this weekly challenge sometime in the future. But we're going to push forward. We had one submission, and it was from the Finnish Flash Flare. And one word to describe this beautiful work of art: triangles. Mitch, take it away. Just holy crap.
Just geometric. Everything's just, you know, beautiful as always. He's been great with these collages, killing it. He's got Armada on there too, so it's kind of like the little ad ones that we have, but I just love the look of this. You got the skier carving down the hill on the far left with the moon behind him, so shining through. And then you've got kind of his ski edge being where the divider is for the next image where he's going down the mountain. And then you've got the contrasting angle going the opposite direction with him holding a tail grab in the sky. It's just, yeah.
There's so much going on here, and I love all of those contrasting angles, like you said. I mean, you know, the moon shining through like the opaque skier on the left is one thing, but then you move into the middle and you see like down the Armada ski, right where it goes from orange to black. It passes over into that mountain in the second picture, but it's not the same angle, and none of those angles are the same. Nothing matches up, but then you have that big white triangle over on the left kind of pushing back. So the balance in the weight of this is just perfect. I could look at this one forever, and this really does look like a magazine ad. Like, I think this one takes the cake for weekly challenge, whatever it was way back. I think this one takes the cake for an advertisement. There's so much going on, but it is so balanced and it is so calm, cool, collected. This one was just wonderful. Flair, your eye it's getting better. And Mitch, we were gonna shout yours out, but as soon as I saw Flair's, it doesn't hold a light. Yours cannot hold a light to this.
No, I usually just go on the mountain, find a spot, jump in the air, snap a quick photo, try to make it look decent for a cover photo, and then that's it. So I don't put nearly as much work, obviously, as something like this, but it's insane. The next weekly challenge is, I believe, the last mountain that we have in Japan. We really need that list. So it's Daisetsu-san, and you can take pictures there.
Yes. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's what it is. Head over to the Discord to submit for the weekly challenge. It will be, everyone that's doing it now knows all of the details around weekly challenge. So we will move on to community creations here, starting off with Just Steep It with his Riders Republic community demands.
Yeah, if you don't follow him on Instagram, I'd say about a month ago he posted a poll that's like, what's your most wanted feature or anything for Riders Republic? And this is him.
Ooh. Hey there. Technical difficulties. Please hold.
This is him talking through all of those suggestions. So like we said, Park Editor's going to be there. People talking about the maps, the sports, different features that they want in the game. So interesting to give a listen. And like we said, hopefully we hear a bit more about the features because we haven't had those dev blogs in a while.
Yes, agreed. Next up on the list, Strenio coming out with another 50K edit. This time he's taking it over to Skater XL, and it is a mini Taj. So just go and get your skateboard on. It is the unofficial start of summer here in the United States, so it is the perfect time to be looking back to the trucks and the tiny little plastic wheels of a skateboard instead of our winter sports.
He's just grinding those out. We've also got, not that one.
Pancake.
I think. Yes, Pancake. Thank you. So Pancake posted a video about his road of making edits. So just him talking through why he's been doing all these edits, how he does it. Got a bunch of jokes in there. So I love videos like this.
Yeah, I loved that intro crawl. You know, it starts with a comment from Unpenned that just basically said, hey, you've put together 10 edits in the past 2 months. Like, what on earth is going on over there? And Pancake goes on to explain that, you know, they were new to the community and they thought the best way to introduce themselves is to start making content and to making edits. And that turned into something bigger. So Pancake is just hammering videos out. I mean, making us look lazy over here, really. Just putting in the work, and it's been showing off. Every single edit is better than the last. So again, we love these behind the scenes. You know, I wish every single channel would make one of these. Just Steep It calling you out. I'd love to see a making of Shred This Spot or some of your memes, you know, your process. But I don't think that we would get a straight answer from Just Steep It on that. I think it would just be memes, and he'd probably make fun of me again, clipping my audio.
I imagine it would just be his character sitting in like a hot tub like he usually does, and then an alarm going off that says shred the spot due tomorrow, and he's like, oh by golly, I've got to edit this. And then he just like pours some Mountain Dew or like shred sauce on the computer and it comes out. So there you go, there's your next sketch. Just Steep It. You can hire us to write. We are quite the comedians.
Sitting in the hot tub. Oh no, it is time for another Shred This Spot. Nick, you do not get how to see this. Everybody else, please come in. I will show you how. Thanks, bud. No, that's wonderful. I think that wraps it up for this week's episode.
It does, yes. So we'll be back again. No Backcountry Brawl this weekend because we will have it next weekend. We both finally pinned out our schedule, and we're like, since we already have time set aside, let's make it a little bit longer. But it's going to be a fun day. We got Backcountry Brawl, then we've got the Ubisoft Forward stream where hopefully we hear about Riders Republic. And of course, we will be back next week here for another Après STEEP.
Episode 24. Thank you very much to all of our members, especially executive producer Bone Crusher 2D, co-producers It's the Mort and Mama Bell, and our fans and fans plus. If you are waiting for the May subscriber video, we have been a little bit behind the ball. We promise that we will get it out to you this week. This one is going to be Wreckfest, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talked about it a couple weeks ago, and we're just going to go ham in Wreckfest. I can't wait.
Yeah, we have a members video every month, so if you want to join, you get to watch those. And we also post Après STEEP like the day before, the night before. Gets to go live to them, and they sometimes catch our mistakes. Like, hey, why is this left in the video? And we're like, oh, yeah, we can change that. But you get to see some cool stuff. You can also just subscribe, because then you'll get our videos as soon as they're posted. You'll get to find out about them.
Absolutely. You can go down below and click, of course, you can click Bone Crusher's link down below to check out his content. You can find the House of Shred Discord and Shred This Spot, Just Steep It content. You can also find our Discord channel linked down below, where the community continues all week long. Plenty of fun talks going over there about Steep and Riders Republic. You can find us on Instagram at nickandmitchyt. And you can find our link tree, which takes you to nickandmitch.com, along with some of our other featured videos on the YouTube channel here.
Yeah, and I think that just about does it. And it feels weird if I try to say this part, so you can take it away.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.